Class 1A! Class 1A! Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and you're here with Aisha Watches Anime. We're now watching My Hero Academia. We're on season 8, episode 7. But yes, last episode, we kind of were in the middle of the battle of Midoriya versus Shigaraki, and it took a lot of planning on the side of Midoriya, but they decided to try to get themselves wedged into Shigaraki's subconscious because they knew that on a physical level, they just can't fight him anymore. And it looks like almost everybody, as far as the quirks, got through to Shigaraki's psyche. The only one who didn't make it was his grandmother, and she realized that it was not because Shigaraki pushed her out, but because she wasn't ready to deal with what she'd have to see when she went in there. So Midoriya is now in effectively, and we see that he's about to get into the deepest, darkest parts of Shigaraki's past. And we started the episode, or so we ended the episode with him just starting to see the beginnings of some of the very unfortunate childhood that he had, and his grandmother having to really see and accept that truth. So ready to jump into this episode? Let's do that. Just before I do though, please do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell and leave some comments below. It really helps the algorithm and helps me out a lot. I appreciate it so much. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. It is. Oh, this is a memory. You can't stop it. It's his father. Wow, the unfortunate other truth. That was Shigaraki's dad. Yeah. Or maybe not abandoned your kid. You do owe him an apology. Oh! Look, Grandma finally found the strength. Face! Half a face! All right, more. Okay, that's when his powers kicked in for the first time, and of course they're destructive, of all things. I really like that they actually are showing the generational trauma that happened there, right? He didn't even mean to. Yeah. Imagine having a quirk like this and no idea how to control it. Shigaraki, no. Is it there? Mm-hmm. He wants to keep destroying though. Look at that. Did you choose it? That part, yes. But the stuff before, no. That is such a crazy quirk. Who can validate being born this way? Wow, that is a statement. Okay. Why? They would have died at that point. I hate to say, but you really did look very unsettling as a child. Oh? He literally would lose his arms for you. He would. Yeah, remember emotions? Kindness, yeah, it does a lot. Oh, he wanted to be a hero at some point. Why? Who told you that? You can be, but be a different kind of hero. You gotta be the hero of the nihilistic? No, you don't. You really don't. Relax for now. Yeah, what is happening to Deku? Did he really lose his hands? Yeah, what is this? Yeah, whose memories are these? All for one? I mean, yeah, maybe all for one? All for one. All for one. He got to your dad before he... Well, he's a strategist. He plays the long game. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts. Look at him putting himself back together with the ruins. We never thought about that, did we? He did, though. He pushed you out on his own. God, I cannot believe this man is dead and he's still monologuing. Please! The wellspring of the libido. The libido and seedbed in the same sentence is a little... Damn, yeah, he's been pulling those strings before you even knew what strings were, Shigaraki. Don't talk to strangers. No! Stranger! Stranger danger! You did this, you bastard. I did it. Sorry, bro. Oh, shit. Well, that wasn't quite the intended effect of breaking down the hate. Yeah, he's got the strength to push you out. Well, that was going well until it wasn't. I cannot believe you're still living with All For One. I'm so pissed. Is he? Oh, just the world, huh? I think he needs to He really did lose his arms. Oh my God, Midoriya. I knew he wasn't going to get out of this battle unscathed. I knew it. Thank God. I was like, where'd y'all go? I know you're not dead yet. Yes! Tag team back again. Class 1A. Class 1A. Raise your head! Sorry, I never call him Aizawa. I should have known. Be nice. Marcus, relax. Breathe, friend. Exactly. Oh. After all that smack he was talking. Yeah, let's get the update again, guys. We ain't got time to think about that right now. Oh, didn't you quit earlier when things got hard? Sure, I don't know what that does, but we'll take it. Shirt? Okay, thank you. It's better than nothing. We need arms at the moment. Does anyone have any prosthetic arms for my boy, Midoriya? Ideally not. This is what's left of All For One, unfortunately. Hi, I'm doing great. No? Right? Like, it's just a miracle I wouldn't bleed out. But... Oh, that's the least. Because it has power. It's all she can do. Exactly. Mister, I'm missing an eye and a leg, so don't even try to lecture her. Period. I think she's willing to risk it. Let her help. It's broken off now anyway. Just take the damn horn. Exactly. Is this gonna give Deku his arms back? Oh, perfect timing. Thank God it wasn't that long. Eri-chan for the Exactly. Precisely. Everyone's here. Beat up, toe up, we still here. Exactly. Oh, even our little cowards here. Avengers assemble. Let's go. 1A. Yeah, it's cool. Period. They always be ending when shit's about to get good. Okay, guys. Well, that was episode 7. And all right, we made some progress and then immediately lost it. Oh my gosh. We went through, we got some of the memories. And as I mentioned in the episode, we see how the generational trauma kind of ended up making Shigaraki what he is now, you know, from Shigaraki's dad, who is, I keep forgetting the name of the grandmother. I got to look up her name, but she walked away from her son because she thought she needed to, you know, go take care of All for One and, you know, everything would be fine. She'd come back. But, you know, that defeat we know took a lot out of her. She also felt like her mission was to take him down, and she prioritized that over being a parent to her child. And unfortunately, like I said, I think her heart was in the right place. I think she thought that this is what she needed to do, or that she felt like it was the better thing to do to prioritize the masses over her own family. But because of that, unfortunately, her son grew up with a lot of loneliness and looks like a level of resentment towards his mother for what she did. And then, of course, here came All for One, stoking the fires of that insecurity and that anger and that resentment to the point where he unfortunately ended up taking that out on his own children. And well, I mean, this is all part of the grand plan, which we find out later, but I do like that they showed that that is kind of the other darker side of the whole hero thing that they don't really talk about a lot in these hero type of shows, right? Is that if you have a parent who really is, I mean, I shouldn't say they don't really talk about it, because they did kind of give us an aspect of that with Todoroki and his father, you know, the obsession that his dad had with becoming number one and pushing his kids to be at a certain level, and the detachment and resentment that happened there. It was kind of a different coin though, because in Todoroki's case, it was not that his dad was absent, it was that he was there a little too much, and that he was trying to push them to be something that was, you know, his dream, not necessarily theirs. But also, you know, the fact that he was more obsessed with being number two to the point where he really neglected his family and their needs. But in the case of Shigaraki and Shigaraki's dad, it was more the abandonment that they felt and the resentment and the, well, how come I'm not important enough? How come everybody else is out there getting rescued and more important than your own family who needed you, right? And that's so real. Like if you take a real life lens to that, there's a lot of kids who, if you had a parent that was maybe a police officer or in military or in any type of a job where you kind of have to drop everything and run and do it, sometimes you have kids who come from those environments who grow up feeling very resentful towards their parent because they feel like their parent was always choosing others or some other cause over them, right? And of course, you know, sometimes when they get older, they can reconcile that that wasn't necessarily the case, but in other cases, it's a very hard rift to mend if it ever gets mended at all. So I love that they're kind of showing us a little bit more of the emotional reasons why Shigaraki is the way he is. That's really important because I've said this in so many reactions that I've done, is that I hate when we have a villain that has no reason to be a villain. Right? Like, especially when we're talking about a series, right? If we're talking about a movie, it's not that deep. But if we're talking about a series, you know, villains don't just pop out of nowhere and be evil for no reason at all. Most of the time, there's things that lead to those things. And so here we're seeing Shigaraki's steps. How did he get to this place? There was very real things that happened there, right? The abandonment of wherever his mom was. We have no idea who Shigaraki's mother was. No interaction from his grandmother, who was a hero, right? Supposed to be such a great hero, but never came to visit the kid. Never had anything to do with him. Father, abusive father, telling him that, you know, heroes are bad. Heroes are why I'm the way I am and why I'm treating you like this, right? Lots of things that fed into what happened to Shigaraki. And then, of course, now we see, and I always had my suspicions, but now they were confirmed in this episode, that he was the one, All for One was the one who triggered Shigaraki's quirk and gave him one that was so highly destructive, right? Because I'm like, it does seem kind of crazy that Shigaraki can't seem to like control this ish. And that's why it's all for One's doing. He created this vessel of hate because he's like, in his mind, the only will that would be strong enough to take his brother back was hate in his mind, right? Because again, remember, All for One's a narc. He's messed up. He doesn't think and feel the way normal people do. Hate, of course, is where he went rather than love, right? The source of One for All's powers is love and protection. He wants to love. He wants to help people. He wants to protect people. That's why it's an infinite source of power for him. All for One was always about mine, mine, mine. I want more for me. It was about selfishness. It was about anger. It was about hatred. It was about condescension, right? So, of course, he went to hate thinking that was the emotion that they would take to overtake his brother, and it never was, not even when they were still just two kids. As much as anger and hate that All for One showed towards One for All, it never changed him. One for All stayed the same. So anyway, coming back, knowing that this whole thing happened, we see that Midoriya went in there trying to figure out, get to that crying kid, get to the origin point of where Shigaraki decided that he was no longer good for this world and had to become a villain. And we see that that was the reason why, as I said, the abandonment, the abuse, and then the quirk, him thinking that his quirk only hurt people and made people scared of him. And then on top of that, unfortunately, that's realization, that feeling, that understanding that it was not really him that made any of the decisions to become this way. It was a lot of situations that happened to him and his way of perceiving it. We see that started the crack and the hatred, but also the finishing move was Midoriya coming in with that, what we talked about in the previous episode, him wrenching the heart open, saying, listen, even if it cost me my arms, which it did, I'm here to hold your hand and show you that I still care about you and I still think you're a good person and I still see you beyond all the hatred and the anger and everything else. And we see that tenderness and that care and that actual seeing Shigaraki, despite everything he knows of Shigaraki, that's what took the wind out of his hatred sails. And once that happened, unfortunately, we see the side effect was that opened the way for that remnant of All for One that was still in there to come in and push his way through. And now he's taken over. And that's what he was trying to do before everything went down. So now he's got Shigaraki's mind, but we see that his body, without the anger fueling his quirk, it's not working. And we see that Midoriya is spent. He's been through a lot. He's exhausted. And yeah, losing both arms, did not plan on that. But thankfully, we find out that when everyone saw Midoriya fighting his ass off, it inspired everybody who was at least able to walk and able to fight to say, nah, we're coming back. But we're into another phase of the battle. All for One is back. I was really hoping that we could be done with that beat. It looks like we got another round of his remnants to deal with here. So yeah, another great episode. Love that we got a little deep with it, but also are starting to rev up some more action. Ready for the next episode. Can't wait to see it. Hope to see you guys there. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please show some love and I'll see you in the next one.